This is true, but I can also understand the situation where someone is like, I've supported this team for so long and they are so bad, I gotta jump ship. So I live in the Pacific Northwest where the Seattle Mariners are the only Major League Baseball team in the region. They also have not made the playoffs since 2001. I have a lot of friends who grew up as Seattle Mariners fans, but have since jumped ship to other teams because they just can't take supporting a losing team for that long. The United States has a lot of options in a lot of sports, so it's very easy to just kind of move on to something else that makes you happier. The sports fans in the United States are by and large a little bit more fair weather because we have the availability to do so. Teams losing support because they're doing bad or they get relegated isn't something that's unique to the United States. If Everton got relegated last year from the Premier League, there's no way they would maintain the same amount of support down in the championship. Now, that said, I don't think they would lose as much support as, say, if the Orlando Magic got relegated from the NBA. You okay? Playing with my dog. Now, me personally, I've been blessed or cursed, depending on how you look at it, with an endless amount of patience. But my loyalties have always been a little bit split as well. Now, while the Seattle Mariners may be my American League team, the St. Louis Cardinals are my National League team, and the Cardinals have had a lot more success recently, which has allowed me to enjoy the sport of baseball a little more as if I was solely a Seattle Mariners fan. For me, though, once I pick a team, I'm pretty much a fan for life, unless the franchise does something like really egregious. Now, one other distinction I want to make is that there's a difference between jumping ship from a team that is just perpetually bad and then, as they say in England, glory hunting. For those of you who have never heard the term, it's like when you jump ship from a team that is doing really well at the time, or like they're front runners. And while it's not as common in smaller markets, it definitely happens in some bigger markets. Like if you're a Lakers fan, but the Clippers are kicking ass, you could easily jump ship from the Lakers to the Clippers for no other reason other than they're doing better. Or you're someone who only pays attention to teams when they're good. Now, this also differs from someone who, say, lives in England where soccer or football is, for the most part, the only sport in town. Like, let's say you're an Aston Villa fan. Your sports fandom kind of lives and dies with how Aston Villa does. Now, you might also support a League One or League Two side, but for the most part, it's Aston Villa. Now, I say all this to say that, for the most part, I actually agree with you. Now, if you find yourself wanting to stop supporting a team because they're doing poorly, you almost have to ask yourself the question, are you a bigger fan of the team or of the sport as a whole? Now, for me personally, I need to have a team to root for in any given sport or league. It's the exact reason why I haven't been able to fully jump on board to the NHL because Portland doesn't have a hockey team, or at least an NHL team. Go Winterhawks. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate your comment. I definitely see where you're coming from. I think there's definitely some more nuance in there, but yeah, like I see where you're coming from, and for the most part, yeah, I agree.